So is the blanket like a Willy Wonka reference, or?
I'm just cold, man. Welcome to the PHNX Sun Devils show. Yeah, I was stretching, man.
What a way to start the week.
I love it. I'm Anthony Totri, this guy right here. That is my passenger princess, Erik Ruby. Of course, we got the deli man behind the Mac.
Ding.
Making
Everybody
all
get a good
of
stretching.
The magic happen. Everyone, I mean, it's just like, come on.
I mean,
like Monday, I was going to get stretching. And, you know,
my back
cracked out a little bit there. Like, we're good.
I mean, it's Spirit Week, man.
It is. It is absolutely Spirit Week.
And it's a big, big week for us. Branded days or themed days, plus some bigger picture stuff as well.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're wearing our favorite PHNX t-shirt. Mine goes out to Kevin Durant. I know you'll never leave me.
That is a great shirt.
It's an awesome shirt.
That might be my second favorite. I've got the taco truck shirt on. Ever since I saw this design, I was like, I need this shirt.
We bought it the same day, and then we wore it the same day. And you know what? I knew you were going to wear that shirt today,
I appreciate
so I
that.
didn't wear that
I
shirt
appreciate
today.
that, man. I really do.
But this is the biggest lasting piece of legacy from Kevin Durant in Phoenix is this shirt. But not just the shirts that we're doing and the fun themes we have later this week. As part of All City Spirit Week, we're teaming up with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America, an incredible group creating life-changing mentorships for kids across the country. We've set a goal across all of All City of $10,000, but we'd like to get so much more than that, and we can with your help. You can donate using the link in the video or description. This is not a super chat thing. This is clicking the link in the description of the video, and if you want to make an even bigger impact, you can also sign up to become a big by visiting bbbs.org/allcity. Let's do something meaningful together this week, and let's have some fun. Totri, a lot of fun, different themed days ahead of us.
We obviously got the favorite t-shirt day today. We've got the mystery guest day on Tuesday. Really excited for ASU fans to see who we've got for that. Wednesday, we're going to be doing some musical chairs kind of across some PHNX shows. And then Thursday, of course, the Big Brothers, Big Sisters day. And then Friday, got some Die Hard days. So definitely make sure you go sign up to become a PHNX Die Hard. Go phnx.com. Click the little Die Hard tab. Make sure you join that community. And it's just going to be a blast. All week fun.
It's going to be a
whole
fun
week of fun. Yeah, it really is. I want to, before we get too deep into this ain't Mike saying pretty much what is that title card? I mean, shout out Shane for the Dilly Wonka idea. Some incredible stuff.
It was your idea to put the hat on him.
Yeah, but you brought it to life.
Yeah,
you brought it to life.
I found when you're trying to put a hat on somebody that only has pictures wearing hats, it's hard. So I had to give him hair, and then the name Dilly Wonka came to Totri and I, and we're like, oh my god.
I think we were just going back and forth. I think it was like before it was Dilly Wonka, it was Willie Dillingham.
Yeah.
And we're like,
oh, that's way worse.
Willie Dillingham plays guard at like Louisiana State.
No, Willie Dillingham is definitely like a D2 baseball player.
And then it was Kenny Willingham, and that was bad.
Yeah.
And then
here we go.
Dilly
Wonka.
Dilly Wonka.
There you go.
Which is like just a million times better.
Oh my goodness.
Ben with the biggest truth saying being a PHNX diehard is pretty much the equivalent to receiving a golden ticket from ASU.
It's great stuff. It's great stuff. Of course, we dropped a really fun story that we had heard.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know if Shane. I don't even think Shane knows what that story was.
We are only sharing it with diehards, but we learned some very interesting information on Friday.
Yeah, we put it in the diehard. We put it in the diehard Discord. I feel like you got to send it.
I'll look. I'll go look.
You go look while the show's happening because I need to see your reaction.
It's genuine jaw-dropping information.
It is. It's one of the funniest things.
And if you're not getting FOMO from this, you should get FOMO from all the other things you can get from being a diehard. Like,
you like one of these T-shirts?
Yep.
Get it for free every year.
20% discount on all of our events, which goes a long way for my birthday party, which I think there's less than 10 tickets remaining.
For your birthday?
For my birthday.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Go sign up.
And don't forget to bring him a gift,
And you can watch the new New York Giant designated hitter, Rafi Devers.
Wow.
On July 3rd on my birthday.
He didn't want to miss your birthday party.
Nope.
No,
he didn't.
no.
He
requested a trade.
Requested a trade. Sorry, Seth. Our intern Seth behind me is a Red Sox fan.
Glenn asking if Kevin Durant is going to be our mystery guest.
Can't spoil it. Can't spoil it.
Can't rule it out.
No, definitely.
No.
I'm hearing Kevin Durant has interest in, playing for the PHNX Suns podcast, but there's not mutual interest, but there is interest, and rumors are swirling. Not sure if we can make the salaries match. Yeah. Sorry, that's been my life about every 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, it's going to continue to be until that
I know.
deal
So let's
is
talk
done.
about some golden tickets.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Of course, over I guess last week we had heard from Dilly and we'd kind of got the impression and the idea that this was going to be a thing, that the class of 2027 recruits, there was going to be a handful of them at the very least that got golden ticket offers from Arizona State. Quickly, for those of you that don't know, I believe it was either June 15th or June 14th was the first day that coaches could actually reach out and speak with class of 2027 players. And those golden tickets that were sent out, that was an immediate offer the first day that schools were able to do that for those class of 2027 kids locally, right? This goes back to what Dilly had said last week, where it's like, okay, we really want to make an impression on these class of 2027 kids, and we want to better recruit Arizona, something that since he got to ASU, he has really made an emphasis that they want to, quote unquote, activate the Valley, right? Keep the best players in the state here. And he acknowledged that it's been tough, but it hasn't just been this regime at Arizona State that it's been tough for. It was tough for Herm's, coaching staff, for Todd Graham's staff. So they're trying a new approach in this golden ticket stuff. Before we get into the actual individuals that received those golden tickets, Rubus, I think it's a very unique idea.
Sure.
It's something that, we had briefly mentioned at the tail end of last week, that if you want something you never had, you got to do something you've never done. And this is certainly something that Arizona State has never done.
Never. I mean, you can't really think of anybody who's done it like this. Now, I'm sure that there have been other schools in other states who priority contact the top 7 recruits that they want from in-state the most, right? I don't think that itself is a new option, but making this kind of public scene about it. It's not like they were marching down the street handing out flyers, but talking to media at a local camp last week and saying, hey, we're going to reach out to the top guys, give them a golden ticket, whatever it might be. And that's how we want to create like this buzz and this interest. It goes a long way, because if you don't take it seriously, if you don't make it a big deal, if you don't make these kids feel special, then who else is at this point? If you're trying to make them come to Arizona State, build up the hype and get into it. It was fun to see, and then it was fun to see the names that started coming out and lining up with one of our shows that we did last week, where we went through a lot of these top players in state that we wanted Arizona State to add, and a lot of them being on the radar for these golden tickets is a good sign.
Oh, yeah, 100%. These are the 6 players in the class of 2027 locally that Arizona State did send golden tickets to. You have Jake Hildebrand. He plays at Basha. He's an offensive tackle. Jai Jones. He's an athlete at Chandler. Ben Lowther. He is also an offensive tackle, but at Centennial. Noah Roberts, a Basha running back. Kyle Snyder, a quarterback at Perry. And then Zarek Sidney, a wide receiver over at Desert Edge. We'll quickly go through each one of these guys so you have an understanding as to maybe why Arizona State extended those golden ticket offers. Starting with Jake Hildebrand, 24/7 Sports has him as a really, really high 4-star. He is the second highest rated player in the class of 2027 in Arizona by the 24/7 Sports composite. Second.
Oh, okay. So when you look
just
at
go
just
by
like
composite,
when you go by just the top 247, he's technically third, but I mean second or third. It's the same thing.
Yeah, he's 6'6", 285 pounds. Again, plays at Basha High School. Already got a number of offers. Arizona State on that list, but so is Alabama, Baylor, BYU, Arizona. The list goes on and on. This is a guy with 38 reported offers already in the class of 2027. But just based off of what he has said to other media outlets, feels like Arizona State is certainly going to be in the running for this kid. Their relationships continue to grow and build with these class of 2027 guys. And I think this golden ticket offer is certainly going to make a difference in local recruiting. But you look at key positions, key local guys Like we talked last week, and I think we kind of went back and forth, maybe on separate sides of the aisle here, just in terms of like where local Arizona talent is versus Texas, California, Florida, some of these places. But again, a top 2 or 3 player in the Valley, also a top 100 player if you're going by 24/7 Sports composite, a top 10 offensive tackle, point blank period in that class.
In the country.
Yeah.
Right? That's not just in Arizona.
Correct.
Right. And when we were talking about the top end talent and I guess comparing talent between Texas and Arizona and California, when it comes to some top end talent, like don't get it twisted, Arizona can compete. I think it's down more to the depth of 4 stars, the depth of high 3 stars. For those other states just goes a lot deeper than this state.
Yeah.
When you look at these players and you look at where they kind of project nationally and the offers that they get, obviously it's great that you're giving them an offer now, but it puts more of an emphasis on not dropping the ball for this season.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because you're coming off of a hot season. You're now heading into your next one. You have high expectations. You're sending out these offers to top recruits in state who are also going to be looking at the Alabamas of the world, who are also going to be looking at the Georgias of the world, and literally these top 5 certified blue blood programs that are also interested in signing them. And now you're competing against them, right? So if you go into this season and you surpass expectations, you win the Big 12, you make it to the college football playoffs again, when it comes around to them actually committing, you haven't lost any of that, that value, that shine. If you go into this next season and you have an okay season or a disappointing one, these golden tickets are not going to hold as much weight. So this puts a lot more emphasis on the actual program itself to not be a one-year flash in the pan like we've been talking about so much what they've been doing to avoid that. So I think that's extremely important to monitor with these players and what might end up being the tiebreaker with these golden tickets.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Coach Stark Holmes in the chat saying Basha High offensive lineman Jake Hildebrand is who I want. He's also a legacy kid. Guys in the chat, let us know which of these 6 players, if you could only have one coming to Arizona State, which one would it be? Obviously, the offensive line is certainly a position of need. It feels like every single year, not just for Arizona State, but every single program in the country. You can never have too many quality offensive linemen, especially a guy that's ranked and rated as highly as Hildebrand is. With that size, he does project to be a starting Division I tackle pretty much wherever he ends up. Maybe not as a true freshman, but as a sophomore, you could certainly see that happening for him. But not the only offensive lineman that got a golden ticket from Arizona State. You look at the other one, Benjamin Lowther, another just giant 6'7", 320-pound kid that still has 2 years left of high school football. Plays at Centennial again in that class of 2027. If you're going by 24/7 Sports, again composite, which is usually what I do, he is rated the number 7 player locally, the number 37 tackle in the country, and then within the top 450 players in that class of 2027 on a national basis. Not as many offers as Hildebrand, just 6 offers reported as it stands right now from ASU, Arizona, Iowa State, Minnesota, and Texas A&M. But, I mean, we're talking...
That's it for somebody who literally has 2 more years of high school football?
Literally. The craziest part for me is not even the offers, but the fact that this kid does have 2 years of high school football, and he's already 6'7", 320 pounds. Like, there are a lot of guys that we talk about that Arizona State gets, whether that be even like JUCO guys or commits for class of 2025, class of 2026, that maybe have the height that you would like, right? A guy that's 6'5", 6'6", whatever, but maybe is missing some of the weight and strength that realistically you're going to need to actually be a plug and play guy. 6'7", 320 pounds. That is your starting size of a Division I offensive tackle. Obviously, I think he's going to continue to grow, right? Which is kind of a scary thing. We're talking about a kid that's a sophomore that's 6'7", 320 pounds.
I don't even know if I want him to get any taller.
6'8",
I
maybe
think we're
330 pounds.
Good at 6'7", maybe a little extra weight. I
don't even think he needs to add weight.
Don't want to be too thin at 320.
Too thin at 320 pounds.
Let's work on that, okay?
I can't imagine.
Get an extra burgers.
I can't imagine being a sophomore at that size. Like going into junior year,
this guy went to go get his permit to drive with an adult in the car and put 6'7", 320 pounds.
He's got to drive the front of
on
a semi truck to be able to fit in the actual car. at 6'7", 300.
I like to think that maybe he has like a really, really small like electric vehicle.
Yeah,
for his first
I mean,
car.
potentially, we'll see.
Like Mr. Incredible and The Incredibles.
He's just ginormous and like a little like a pilot.
Yeah,
like
Volkswagen.
Just chilling.
Sorry, no free ads.
Yeah, Amanda in the chat saying, "What are the realistic odds Hildebrand becomes a Devil? That would be a monster in-state get." I mean, honestly, any of these guys would be monster in-state gets. I know somebody earlier in the chat said, "Dilly, just give me 3 out of the 6 and we're good." I mean, I think realistically, if you get one of these guys, you get that. That's a win.
I mean, let's just talk based off of history. Like historically speaking, it's low that this kid stays in state at Arizona State.
Yeah, I mean, all of these kids.
Right. I mean, well, especially him and then a running back from Basha that we'll get to later. That's a top 50 player in the country, top 5 at his position.
Potential to be a 5-star.
Yes, like a very, very high 4-star. Like Hildebrand's a high 4-star. He is significantly higher than Hildebrand, right? And I don't know, we'll probably take a break before we talk about him. But historically speaking, these guys go to SEC schools. These guys go to the Oregons of the world. These guys go to the Ohio States of the world, right? That's what's trying to be changed by the golden ticket and by Kenny and all of that. So I would say I wouldn't put money on it if it was something you could bet on, which that'd be kind of messed up.
That'd be crazy.
But I do think that it's higher than it was before. And if it does happen, it might open a floodgate. But realistically speaking, I would say it's more likely than not that ASU won't get him specifically, but better odds than before.
Yeah, Carson and Chad saying if they get the 2 guys they really want out of the state, then I'd say that's successful. Look in the past, they haven't secured more than 2 in the top 10 since 2017. Again, any one of these players, I think, would be a massive get for ASU. I think there are certainly some positions you look at out of these 6 golden ticket players that I think are more valuable than others. There's also a part of you that has to look at the depth on the roster, right? Does Arizona State already have a quarterback in play? Whether that be Fett, whether that be a Dyer or any of the other guys on the roster that really have solidified themselves like a Sam Levitt did, right? There was no quarterback competition going into this year for what feels like the first time in a very, very long time at ASU.
Yeah.
So if you're in that situation again, then maybe there is a world where you have to say, hey, Kyle Snyder, like the odds of you coming to Arizona State and playing as early as maybe you'd like are probably not too high, right?
Sure.
So maybe you go all in more so on a guy like Noah Roberts, who, again, is just quickly, before we even get to the other side of this break, is the #1 rated player in the Valley. 24/7 Sports regular, 24/7 Sports composite. Doesn't really matter how you do it. He is very close to being a 5-star. I think a lot of people throw around the 3-star, 4-star, 5-stars, 24/7 Sports specifically, and really all of these recruiting sites. Only 32 5-stars are placed within a class. It is to represent the 32 picks in the first round of the NFL draft. If you are a 5-star, then you are a projected first-round pick, just kind of based off of the recruiting ranking system, which we know changes. Things change all the time. But it is a really, really... You're of high value if you're a 5-star.
Yeah, it's
right?
the elite of the elite.
And it's for that specific reason. Yeah. But we'll talk Noah Roberts, we'll talk Jai Jones, and some of the other guys that did get those golden tickets from Arizona State on the other side of this quick break. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I spent way too much time in the sun.
You're looking pretty tan
this
today.
past weekend. But I've got a smart thermostat at home. Shout out APS. So when I got home, it was cool, it was beautiful, and I could actually just enjoy being inside. So I don't know if you know this, Rubus, or anybody else at home, but nearly half of energy costs come from cooling and heating. And of course, with summer here, it's time to get smart about savings. A smart thermostat can help manage your energy bill. Smart thermostats can work with your APS rate plan to maximize comfort and convenience while minimizing your energy costs. And if you're on the APS time of use plan, use your smartphone or device to automatically adjust the thermostat to take advantage of lower cost off peak hours. APS customers may be eligible for smart thermostats for as low as $0 when you enroll in the APS Cool Rewards program. And if you're not sure how to install a smart thermostat, free install is available at APS Marketplace. Find instant rebates, discounts, and special offers on smart thermostats, energy efficient appliances, and more at marketplace.aps.com. marketplace.apsstore.com. Now, you do got to be an APS customer and pay shipping and taxes. Other restrictions apply. Go to marketplace.aps.com for more information.
Now, I love Vimy, which is the first of its kind person-to-person betting app where you can bet anyone on anything at any time. But, maybe that's just me because I'm a competitive guy. Right? I like the spirit of competition.
You, competitive guy.
Very competitive. And I know a lot of people around this office, I'd say we are surrounded by competitive people. We could put money on anything. We wager on anything. Oh, I could do this better than you. I'll microwave this faster than you. Right? Well, now there is an app finally that allows you to make person-to-person bets and challenges where you don't have to worry about somebody, not Venmoing you, or you don't even have to put any money down at all. It's super easy to settle a disagreement, to antagonize some friends if you're trying to put a little money, I don't know, maybe a free throw competition. So you can download the Vimy app and play today using code PHNX, available on the App Store and Google Play. Vimy, anyone, anything, anytime.
Daniel Barry Sports in the chat. Hey, everyone. Happy Monday.
I such a love-hate relationship with Daniel Barry Sports because
really?
He's such a nice chatter, a lot of times supporting, but has a Los Angeles Lakers NBA champions profile picture, and it's bugs so
you?
Gross.
It bugs you a lot.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
A COVID one, yeah.
Yeah. Not even a real championship.
The Mickey Mouse championship?
The Mickey Mouse. No, I unfortunately, I am not a bubble denier. The bubble was very high-level hoops.
It counts. It counts. Let's be very clear. It counts as a championship.
But the Dodgers World Series ring does not count.
I want to
make that extremely
clear. It never counts, and it never will. Not until the salary cap.
The bubble was real hoop. The Dodgers ring, complete fraud. Complete fraud.
You good? You good on that?
Anyway.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Before we get into the other class of 2027 golden ticket recipients, Shane, you checked out the Discord. You saw the story. Thoughts? Without revealing the story.
Of course. I can't. I mean, I would say I can't believe it, but I totally can. I would have loved to see it, but I also would have hated to see it.
Yeah.
I would have hated watching.
I would have really hated
it. It would have been fascinating.
It would have been something.
It probably would have been one of the biggest stories in
college
sports. Genuinely.
Yeah.
If that happened, that's on Sports Center, like probably leading.
But that
the
also
night.
shows you how horrible that season was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Again, sign up to become a diehard.
I kind of wish it happened.
Yeah, it would be awesome. If you want to know what we're talking about, it's this easy. Scan that QR code.
Just scan the QR code.
Or click in the link.
And I promise, like, we're not BSing, right? Like, we're not.
No,
like,
this is a great story.
Legitimately, I was floored.
But much like my favorite city, what happens in Discord stays there. So.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It is your favorite city.
Indiana.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess Indiana's
Dallas.
city.
Indianapolis.
In the chat saying Cam Dyer and Jake Fett are going to push Kyle Snyder down for a while in playing time. I just felt like it wasn't the best use of a golden ticket, but I'm not a pro. Who am I?
No, I get it. But with quarterbacks, there is something to be said with these top tier programs where you get really high star, blue chip prospect quarterbacks and they sit for a year.
Yeah.
And then they come in and they play, right? Like that's something that really good schools do, right? Like when a blue blood program loses a quarterback, they're not usually putting in a bum to replace them. So if you are successful this season and let's say you contend in the college football playoffs and let's say you win a couple games. Let's say you're legitimate national championship contenders. If you're a 4-star quarterback out of Arizona and Arizona State wants you and you can see yourself, playing there and you love the system and, you want to develop and be the best that you can be, like that's definitely a selling point for somebody. So it might be tough, but I understand the golden ticket offer. But I also understand that people think that a quarterback's not going to want to come here because of who's already there. Because you also have Butter as well.
I think, option. For me, when people say, I'm a little confused on why they offer him, he is the number 11 player in the state of Arizona. He's a top 50 quarterback. So maybe not necessarily as highly ranked as some of the other quarterback commits that Arizona State has gotten over the recent years. But I think this is also like the only position, maybe not the only position, but it's certainly a position where you can never have too many guys, right?
No.
Like you're going to...
There's so much turnover.
There is so much turnover and you don't know who's going to hit, right? Like out of all of the positions that you recruit from high school to college, quarterback is certainly there's the biggest gap, right? Where a guy can be talented and then not at the Division I level.
if you get a big old man from Iowa that's corn-fed and 300 pounds, if he's got bad footwork on the offensive line, you still got something there because he's big.
Yeah. No, you're 100%
Quarterbacks,
right.
it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter about his size, his frame is. All that matters is can he throw the ball
and his brain.
And his brain.
And his brain, right? Carson and Chad saying Ty Simpson sat for 3 years, and now he's going to be starting for the Alabama Crimson Tide. I mean, you look at Sam Leavitt, right? He sat a year at Michigan State and then came to ASU and still had to be in a quarterback competition with, guess who? A former 5-star in Jaden Rashada. So it's not all about the stars when it comes to the quarterback position specifically. I think Arizona State has really set itself up nicely long-term with a lot of young quarterbacks. We talk about Dyer a lot. There's obviously Jake Fett coming in next season. You've got Butter. You've got just Sam could technically come back next year.
But that feels like a worst case scenario.
I feel like that. I mean, that honestly, that feels like best case scenario.
Well, it depends on why he stays.
No, I think regardless, if Sam Leavitt stays at Arizona State, it is the best case scenario for Arizona State. The odds of that happening, though, are so slim to me. So I think you would welcome a guy back. That would be year 3 in the system. Like that certainly for me would be the best case, but I just don't see it happening. So you really do got to put, a bunch of names in a hat, in a Willy Wonka hat, and see ultimately down the line who's going to be playing quarterback
at the end of the Chocolate River.
Yeah, there you go. It's the end of the Chocolate River.
I think we should do like a whole like who is who. What were you saying?
I said just don't turn into Augustus Gloop.
No, you don't want to be a gloop.
I can't with you.
I've
seen that movie one singular time.
Which one? The one with Johnny Depp or the one with Gene Wilder?
With Wilder. I saw it one time.
Chocolate River scene is horrifying in that movie.
It is horrifying. But I've only seen that one movie. You guys are like doing a bunch of
Willy Wonka prequel?
No.
What a sentence, huh?
I am not.
The Timothy Chalamet
They
Willy
did one
Wonka
a few years ago with Johnny Depp, right? He was Willy Wonka.
That was done a few years ago.
That was like, did I not say that?
15 years ago.
Yeah.
That was not 15 years ago, was it?
Here we go. Here I go.
That was a long time ago.
Man, maybe I'm just old, man. Maybe that's what it is.
I mean,
I don't know.
You did break out the blanket on the legs look, which is
okay. Cold and old are different.
2005.
Okay?
That was 20 years ago.
20.
Wow. And I said a couple years ago, huh?
Yep. You said a few.
It's just not that long ago.
No. Again, you were probably thinking of Timothy Chalamet and Wonka, the Willy Wonka prequel.
No, I wasn't. Maybe I was.
Now streaming.
Stop it, right? We just hop into an ad for a movie. Oh, my goodness.
And that reminds me.
Look, we've gone through the 2 offensive linemen and then, of course, the quarterback that received golden tickets. Let's get through the last 3. Rubus, I want to talk Noah Roberts. Again, the number 1 player.
We really need to dive into
the number 1 player locally, already 32 reported offers, including Bama, Arizona State, Arizona, Cal, Florida State, Iowa State, Miami, Michigan, Tennessee,
Central Michigan,
Texas A&M, USC. The list goes on and on. A lot of really, really notable schools. Oregon throwing their names in the hat. Ohio State, Notre Dame already throwing their name in the hat for Noah Roberts. One of the top players at his position in the class of 2027 nationally, not just here locally as the number 1 player, but he is the number 4 running back or 5, again, depending on if you're using just 24/7 Sports or the 24/7 Sports composite in the country, a top 50 player as well. This would certainly be a phenomenal get for Arizona State. The prestige that they have at the running back position. You go, just this year with Kanye Udoh, who's a 1,000-yard rusher, 10-plus touchdowns at Army last year. Kyson Brown, who's been sitting for a couple years. Cam Scadaboo, Xavier Valade, Benjamin, like the list goes on, and Rashad White, it just goes on and prominent Arizona State running backs. Noah Roberts would be, the highest rated one point blank period to commit to ASU.
This is the guy.
Yeah, this is the guy. If you could pick this,
this is absolutely unequivocally 100% the guy.
Yeah.
If you could pick one local high school recruit,
you're picking Noah Roberts.
And if it's Noah Roberts or the field, like this is the guy. You go all in on him.
Noah Roberts or the field.
Not like every other.
So I could
local.
have the other 5 or Noah Roberts.
Not all like 5. Okay, but I'm saying like
that's an interesting question.
If you want a couple of, let's say, the top 10. Right, or you want Noah Roberts? I think you go Noah Roberts.
Interesting.
We're talking the pedigree, top 5 in the country at his position, number 1 in the state, like significantly number 1 in the state.
He's fast as hell,
potential 5-star at a premium position for Arizona State. Following up on what Scat has done with Sean Aguano coaching that room, the amount of success that I think you would see with Noah Roberts in that room and what it might do to open doors for the future #1 players in the state, especially at that position, if they do follow at that position. He is the guy that if you are ASU, he's the reason why you're doing golden tickets.
Yeah.
He's the reason why you're wanting to recruit in-state. You need this kid on campus to really establish yourself as dogs for in-state recruiting. Thank you, Shane. Yes. Like, I can't say it any other way, but this is the guy.
Yeah. 24/7 Sports has Noah Roberts graded pretty much as the highest rated running back to come out of the state since Bijan Robinson, who, of course, went to South Point and then had a phenomenal career at Texas. Now he's probably a top 10 running, not probably, he is a top 10 running back in the NFL. So to have Noah Roberts in that conversation as, the next best running back to come out of the state, already receive one of those premier golden ticket offers from ASU.
And he might have been the first to post about it too.
Potentially.
Because I saw it late night on my timeline that day, and it was the first of those types of tweets that came up. It was blessed to receive a golden ticket, which was cool by them, by the way, to have like the little like video or graphic that they put out there. But he was one of the first, I believe, to go out there and to say something.
Yeah. I mean, it would be incredible. And again, this is us just even gliding past already some of the class of 2026 guys that ASU is still technically in play for to get locally. We talk often about Devin Fitzgerald, who his commitment will be going down in a couple weeks, I believe July 5th. So there's a world where Arizona State lands Devin Fitzgerald, one of the top 4-star, I believe, wide receivers in the Valley, and then class of 2027. We're talking, 5 guys right here, or 6 guys that would certainly be difference makers.
Yeah.
It's these types of players with this type of coaching staff in this conference that realistically could create that consistent powerhouse that Dilly has talked about so often, where it's like, okay, you've got the Oregons, you got the Clemsons, boom, who's here in the 2020s? It's Arizona State. Where did it start? Well, realistically, if we're talking about it, yes, it started with Scat in that championship run, but it's how you follow that up.
Yeah.
Right? So, yes, the season is important, but recruiting these guys and getting them to ASU as opposed to watching them leave, the backyard and go to Notre Dame, to go to Ohio State, to go to Texas A&M. It would be absolutely huge in terms of ASU being able to be that powerhouse that everybody locally thinks it can be now.
You
right?
want it to automatically be assumed that if you're a good football player in state, that there's a good chance you're going to ASU.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? That's how these great programs stay great.
Look at LSU. Look at LSU, what they do recruiting Louisiana. I believe there was a graphic for the class of 2026, the top 10 players out of the state of Louisiana, where they're going. I want to say 6 or 7 of them have committed to LSU.
Then there's a reason for that, and it didn't happen overnight. Right. This is the Texas to Tempe pipeline.
Yeah.
Right. Where we talk about, all these Texas high school football players coming to ASU. That didn't happen overnight.
Agreed.
That took time. It took a couple key players and big players to come over to Arizona State and then to have success, for then to be a continuous pipeline through these coaches and whatnot. So it's got to start somewhere when it comes to in-state recruiting. And it hasn't started on a big time level yet. There's been good in-state recruits, but there hasn't been the Noah Roberts staying home. When you mentioned the heroes of this Arizona State team last year and the presumed ones of this next year, how many of them are local high school products?
Yeah.
Cam Scatteraboo wasn't a local high school product. Sam Levitt's not a local high school product. Jordyn Tyson's not a local high school product. Shema Mateer is not a high school product out of Arizona.
Literally, I can't think of one.
Jake Smith was supposed to be.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the guy.
Yeah.
It was not.
No.
But I can't think of any other, who are the other ones? Locally.
I don't know. Realistically, I don't know.
They're not here. That's the thing.
And so that's what I'm saying is that hasn't started yet.
No.
Right? And so that's why getting Noah Roberts, I think, is so important. Because as much as you don't want to, recruiting-wise, say, we're just going after stars, which I know they're not, right? They're going after fit and personality. There are certain times that the numbers, the rankings, the stars, the prestige, the blue chip prospects, like that does speak for itself.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a reason these guys are rated and ranked what they are.
And will it work out? Maybe not. But let's say it does. Let's say Noah Roberts commits to ASU. Let's say he brings Jake Hildebrand up with him. because they're both from Basha, right?
Are they both from Basha?
Mm-hmm. And let's just say that those two stay at ASU, have a very successful career, get drafted to go to the NFL and have success, right? Let's say that whole like best case scenario story arc plays out for them. The next time there's a top 5 running back, the next time there's a top 5 offensive lineman, they're going to see that and see how ASU took them from being local high school powerhouses to then being the propeller that shot them into the NFL and made them local legends, right? When that pipeline gets created, when that blueprint is laid out, then that becomes a whole lot easier of a pitch for Kenny when you get a golden ticket, right? Oh, I'm going to get the golden ticket to go to the school that's proven to take local talent and turn them pro.
Yeah, and win championships here.
And even if you don't go pro, to be a local hero because you were on a great Arizona State team. Yeah,
exactly. Right, and that's interesting as well, right? Like if you get Noah or if you get Jake, do they go get the other one? Do they go bring along the running back? Do you go get the offensive tackle from that? So that would be, an interesting point. If you could have just Noah and Jake, would you take them?
Yep.
Over the other 4?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
I mean, getting the top 2 players in the state that also play in tandem with each other, running back and offensive tackle.
I mean, yeah, for 4 years.
I mean, maybe for 4 years, right? But you make that
more realistically for 3.
In transfer portal, you never know, right?
Yeah.
But I would take that because those are 2 premium positions, 2 top 2 players in the state, top 50 players in the country, right? I mean, at that point, you would love to have more, but if you have to pick, you take a bet on those 2 and you go on with it. And you have great coaches at those positions. Like they'll be in great hands with Saga and Iguano. So I think you take that bet, and that's no disrespect to everybody else. Every single one of these golden ticket players, I would be thrilled if they ended up on Arizona State. But if you're making me choose, I'll take the top 2.
Okay, that's fair.
That's right. I'll be brave.
Hand up.
I'll take the top 2 players in the state and top 50 players, top 10 players in the country.
You're such a brave guy.
I'll do that. Don't you guys worry.
Well, look, we'll talk about the last 2 class of 2027 recruits that did receive golden ticket offers on the other side of this quick break. Guys, my new favorite segment that we have here on the PHNX Sun Devil Show is, of course, Frosty Takes, brought to you guys by our friends over at Wendy's. The take and the segment is great, but not even nearly as good as the actual new Frosties that they have over at Wendy's. Let's get something perfectly clear. Like, the OG flavors of Frosties were great, and they took it from like high 4-star to 5-star. These are their first round pick type of flavors. Of course, they've got Rubus's favorite, the strawberry swirl. They've got the brownie batter. They've got caramel. They've got Oreo brownie, caramel crunch. They got the Pop-Tart strawberry. Like, they have so many unique flavors now, and they all taste incredible. They still got the OGs, so if you want to rock with the OGs, you absolutely can. Whatever flavor you're craving, odds are they've got a Frosty for it. So clock in for a sweet treat any time, including midnight or later, with Wendy's all-new Frosty flavors. A refresh on a classic. It's got to be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Listen, it's really easy to spend money, huh?
It is.
Hey, Gerald, isn't it really easy to spend money? Yeah, that's why you want to get double rewards from Mountain America Credit Union. They are giving you 2 times the amount of points on their rewards credit card purchases from now, not until forever, but until July 31st. You can use it on gas, groceries, travel, home projects, diapers. Let's say you just had a child and get double the points for rewards like travel rebates, gift cards, and event tickets. It's a limited time only, so take advantage while you can. You can get decent details at macu.com/double now until July 31st for the more than 1 million members at the 100 branches throughout Mountain America Credit Union locations in the West. Loans are on approved credit and offers can change or be withdrawn at any time. Limited time offer only. Terms and conditions apply.
Hit the like button.
Hit
the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review. Not for the podcast, just for Rubus.
What did I do?
You were a brave boy. You said you would take the top 2 commits.
People are saying that I'm the bravest.
The bravest boy.
The bravest boy. Ooh, I like that. Let's make that a nickname.
No, you don't. No.
Get dog legs out of here. I'm the bravest boy.
No. It doesn't work like that.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Damn it, that works.
Courage the Cowardly Rubus. It doesn't roll off the tongue like Strawberry Swirl Girl.
Courage
like
the Cowardly
Chicken
Dog
Little.
Legs.
Courage the Cowardly Dog Legs.
I mean, dog legs just bar none the worst.
Why do you hate old dog
why
legs?
do you hate old dog legs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell me why it's a good nickname.
I think it's endearing. It's like the sign.
It's endearing?
Yes,
Yeah.
because you don't call
It's a sci-fi horror movie.
Hey, you don't
Old dog legs?
Yeah, some dude with dog legs.
You don't call like the captain of a pirate ship something cute.
Yeah.
You call him something rough.
Yeah.
Huh, rough. Nice.
Old dog legs. That's your rough captain name.
I give off rough captain vibes.
Yeah,
Captain Dog Legs.
Captain Dog Legs.
Captain Dog Legs.
Do you like that better?
It's better than old dog legs. I think old dog legs really makes it the worst.
You got like old Great Dane like legs.
Well, old dog legs.
I don't know how to take that.
Old dog legs.
I could have said you had like.
Oh no, I don't want to know what you could have said.
Old dog legs implies that you've been on the sea for a while.
Yeah,
but I haven't.
You're a grizzled vet.
I'm just a little guy. You know,
you're not just a little
we
guy.
can just call you just a little guy.
As always, by my little guy.
Little guy, baby Ruby. Rubus. Little dog
You
legs.
added the baby to it.
Yeah,
you added the baby Ruby.
Ruby's great.
Baby Ruby? Oh my goodness. And
why do I do I always end up bringing it up and then making it worse for myself.
You do. As the brave boy, you do indeed do this. Do you want to get to the last 2? 2027
yeah,
players.
Man, I would give anything to move on from this conversation.
Well, let's talk about potentially Arizona State's very own Travis Hunter and Jai Jones, an athlete out of Chandler. He plays both ways. He could come out as a wide receiver. He could come out as a corner, or he could do what Travis Hunter did at CU, and he could do both. He is
How
that
sick
talented.
it is to be just labeled as an athlete.
It is pretty.
Like,
it is. Well, I feel like it's sick now because Travis Hunter made it cool. For such a long time, though, it was like if you committed somewhere as an athlete,
You were
it's
a
because
tweener.
yeah, you were never like good enough to be one or the other.
Well, I mean, Cam Dyer was committed as an athlete.
He was committed
Right.
as
So
an athlete.
I do feel like it's changing a bit. It's like to speak in NBA terms, like it used to be like, man, I don't think he could be a traditional 4 or a 3, right? He's kind of a tweener. And that used to be like a negative
a bad thing,
right? And now it's like, oh my God, they can play the 3 and the 4, the positional versatility.
Yeah. Well, that's because, I mean, and this is getting way off topic,
Love
but like defense, just sports in general, right? The athletes are getting bigger, faster, better. Like you need more versatile players to fit defensive and offensive schemes. I think Cooper Kupp was actually on a podcast not too long ago talking about why like that, 2023 Rams offense was so damn good. And it was just because of the type of player that they had. And they're talking about he was talking about defenses are so much better now because the players are so much more versatile, right? If I have a 6'2", 230-pound safety that can run in coverage, but also he can step up in the box and he can play run defense, right? Or he can play man against the tight end. Like that immediately makes life so much more challenging for offensive coordinators, quarterbacks, for wide receivers, etc. So yeah, I think you are starting to see that change now, where it's like, okay, if you're labeled an athlete, it's a good thing versus what it used to be, right? Where it was like Shane and you said, no, you're a tweener, you can't really do either or to an elite level. But this kid, Jai Jones, he's a top 10 player, of course. Locally in the class of 2027, 24/7 Sports Composite has him as the number 6 player, the number 25 athlete in the country. So that says a lot. And if you just go by the player rating that 24/7 Sports has, he's number 7 player, number 20 athlete.
Yeah.
He's a dog. Again, plays both ways. 6 foot, 175 pounds. I think this is a guy that you could certainly see Arizona State utilizing as a wide receiver when he gets here. And I'm going to use when he gets here just as a vote of confidence.
Manifest it.
Because you look at the wide receiver position long term at Arizona State. By that time, Tyson's well gone. You're looking at Jalen Moss. He's gone. I'm blanking. Malik McClain, he's gone. Like all these guys,
there's going to be a lot of turnover.
Gone. There's going to be a lot of turnover. And honestly, there could be a lot of turnover at the cornerback position as well. Like he could seriously play both ways at ASU, which I think would be just so interesting.
I think that'd be cool. I think at the end of the day, they'll probably end up realistically focusing him in on one.
Probably.
But I think if there's one thing we've learned from this 2026 recruiting class is that this staff loves players that take snaps on both sides of the ball.
Give me versatility.
Specifically at tight end. They love a little tight end linebacker combo. They do. But, having that type of brain and being able to assess what the other side is thinking, whether you are a corner or whether you are a wide receiver, is always very, very beneficial. That is such an exciting, not a gamble, right? Because it's not like he's a low 2-star, or, oh no, right? Not even though 2 stars isn't really a thing. Oh no, but
oh no, my 2-star, he's broken.
You're looking at somebody and saying, okay, there's some pedigree there. There's a good amount of athleticism there. You understand both sides of the ball. Let's maybe have you try to figure it out your freshman year when you're not playing. Maybe we'll have you practice on both sides of the ball, and then we'll see where you kind of settle in over time. Because I also hope that this program gets to a point that you're not walking in, as a top 10 player in the state, and it's just assumed you're going to get handed a starting spot.
Yeah,
you gotta
I
earn
don't think it'll ever get to that point.
Yeah.
Just knowing Dilly and the way that this program has functioned over the last several years, from him saying, there have been several 4-star guys that this program or high-level transfers at the very least that this team has transferred or has turned away simply because maybe they don't fit. They don't fit the mold, right? They don't want to be at Arizona State because it's Arizona State. They want to be here for X, Y, and Z reasons. So this again, yes, you're making a real effort to go get some of the top level talent locally in the class of 2027. But I really do feel confident that if there were a point in time where any of these guys showcased, a lapse in judgment or character in just their intentions to come to ASU, that offer would be pulled.
Absolutely.
Right? If you don't want to be at Arizona State because it's Arizona State and you don't want to build something here, then that's not the right fit, right?
Then scram.
Huh?
Then scram.
Yeah, Shane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think Dilly uses the word scram a lot?
No.
No?
No.
How often?
Never.
Never.
You
don't think he... Never mind.
Should I not pressure you because it's bad, or is it just a dumb joke? Or
I want to know.
It's just a joke.
Okay, let's hear it.
Come on, funny guy.
Nah.
Make us laugh, funny guy.
Yeah, funny guy.
Because
Come on, talking guy. Talk and make us laugh.
Listen, old dog legs. Sit. Okay, you sit there and
wow.
Till I tell you to spit.
And now I feel like I'm sorry, Shane. I have to stand up. No, I can't, because now if I sit, I'm letting him tell me what to do.
No. Stand up.
Slide down? Is that what is that?
No, we don't need to see all that.
Yeah.
The shorts got a little too high.
That's part of the reason why I've got the blanket.
Yeah.
Is because
your shorts are a little short?
They're very short. And Shane does this funny thing on occasion where it's like, Notion tells you you're in the Circle K studio, and then you get to the office and then the little TVs say you're not. So I try to never wear shorts when I know I'm in the studio.
Check Notion.
Did you change it?
I changed it over the weekend. That's on you.
You're asking me to check Notion over the weekend, buddy?
Yeah, I'm asking you to check Notion before you get dressed.
Well,
yeah.
I just don't know.
I'm not afraid. I'll wear shorts at any
we
set.
know.
Yeah.
We know dog legs.
Let's see. Let's see where we're at the rest of the week. Rest of the week. Yeah, we're in there. The rest
you
of the week.
Playing your fits?
I just want everybody to know we are scheduled to be in Studio K the rest of the week. So if we're in here,
you're the only human alive that would talk about this stuff on the show.
It's a podcast, dude. Like, what do you want from me?
No, I'm just I don't think I've ever talked about Notion schedules on
here
any
we
other
are.
show.
Here we are, man. Okay, I look like a lobster and I'm wearing a blanket. You happy?
No.
Old dog legs?
No.
Blanket lobster.
Blanket lobster?
Oh, lobster blanket. I said bacon. I don't know, dude.
Lobster.
Oh my goodness.
What are we doing?
What did you say? Just lobster?
Lobster.
Blobster?
Blobster.
Okay.
Lobster's
Are
tough.
we done? Are we? Can we get into the final 2027 golden ticket guy?
Man.
He's probably listening at home being like, what the hell are these guys going to ever get to?
Stop talking about lobster bacon.
Lobster bacon? Oh my gosh. I do have.
Oh no.
At the end of the show, I'm going to give a free ad. And it's going to be so worth it. I'm telling you right now, Max.
That's the first ever tease.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you guys where you need to go.
Share the stream with your friends. Get everybody in here. Totri's going to give out a free ad in 5 minutes.
Oh, my goodness. Zarek Sidney. Great name. Spelled it with a Z. interesting. Desert Edge wide receiver, the number 4 player. What?
I don't know, dude.
The number 4 player locally in the class of 2027, 6 foot, $175, is a prototypical size, I think, for a wide receiver in the X spot. Maybe a little bit smaller than you'd like, I guess, at 6 foot, 175, but still he's got 2 years of high school football to realistically grow. But a really polished route runner. And he's a guy that, again, if you were able to get him coupled with, any of those other guys that you gave golden tickets to, it would certainly make an impact on this offense. Again, you kind of look at all of these class of 2027 golden ticket recipients. Jai Jones is the only one that could come out as a defensive player
with the positional overlap,
which for me just kind of speaks to where ASU is evaluating maybe some of their long-term talent, where it's like, okay, we really, really like what we have in some of the younger guys defensively, but we do maybe need to add some key pieces in the class of 2027, of course, locally.
I think the interesting thing with Sidney is that he's the only true wide receiver on the list, but he is not, technically speaking, the highest ranked wide receiver in the state, and by a relatively significant margin on the composite score. So Zarek Sidney is .9090, so a low 4-star. And Dante Tyson out of Peoria is .9557, right? So that's a mid to high 4-star. So what I find interesting is they must see something in Zarek that really intrigues them beyond the 24/7 composite rankings and whatnot, for him to be the one to get one of the golden ticket offers over a Dante Tyson. I find that interesting. I find that interesting, right? That it's top 2 are offered, and then 3 and 4 are the same position. They're wide receivers, and one is a top 20 wide receiver in the country, top 3 player in the state, top 100 player nationally. The other one is top 4 in the state, but top 36 in his position and top 300 nationally at 276. And the second guy got the golden ticket offer. Not saying he doesn't deserve it by any means.
And not saying that these other guys won't get offers.
And also not saying that if you're top 3, you're automatically going to get it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is there has to be something interesting about Zarek and either his interest in ASU or how he plays.
Maybe it's the name.
It could be the name.
Yeah. They're like, we really want this guy
because it's almost perfect.
We got a really cool name.
It's really close.
You should come play at Arizona State.
It's 1 letter too long.
He's got too long?
Yeah.
What? Oh, you'd want Erik?
I mean,
with an E?
Is there a better name?
EREK?
Oh, I don't know about that. That would be it. That would be so gross. Erik.
Erik Sidney.
Nope. No.
Oh my goodness! Look,
hey guys,
it's not.
We're doing a fundraiser for a good cause. If you want to donate,
that is true.
Bottom right corner of your chat screen, right next to the heart. It's a donate now symbol right next to the chat.
Not super chats, but we're taking those donations for Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. Also an incredible group just creating life-changing memberships for kids across the country. Trying to raise $10,000 across all of ALLCITY. You can also sign up to become a big and learn more at bbbs.org/ALLCITY.
Some of the other offers that Zarek did receive, he's got a number of high-level offers already, similar to Noah Roberts and a lot of these other local kids. You got Florida State on that list. You got Kansas, Miami, Michigan, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Tennessee, SMU, Texas, UCLA, USC, Washington, Wisconsin. So it's not just like these guys are ASU offered them and it's because
not
they're in the back.
Cases.
No, absolutely not. These are players that have opportunities to go play at some of the biggest universities, the biggest football schools in the country. So we'll obviously see as time goes on. How these relationships kind of continue to grow, because that's certainly a big part of it. Getting these guys, just acquainted with the coaching staff as early as possible is certainly a difference maker, especially for a guy like, I think, Noah Roberts, who is the number 1 player in that class of 2027. Hildebrand, again, an offensive tackle with Roberts at Basha. These are, if you're going to make a difference, this is how you have to do it. You need to land one of these kids Otherwise, I think the perception around the golden ticket stuff is certainly going to lose a lot of traction.
Well, then you also internally you have to decide, is that something you're going to continue to do? Right? If you do this whole golden ticket thing and it doesn't work out, and then you do it a second year and it doesn't work out, well, now not only is that embarrassing, but now you've wasted 2 recruiting cycles doing something that doesn't work.
Yeah, 100%.
So do we think there are physical golden tickets?
I think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think these guys definitely got physical golden tickets.
So do you think if somebody doesn't commit, they have to give them back? And do you think that I could get one maybe?
I think you could probably get one.
I'll text Kenny.
And
Kenny, can you please send me a golden ticket?
You want a golden ticket?
Can I put my name on it?
You want him to put...
What position do you think he'd put on there for me?
Athlete.
Pod. P-O-D. Podcaster.
I think he'd put athlete.
I think he would put...
Deli. Deli man.
DM.
Butcher. That's the butcher. That's what he's putting.
Oh, okay.
What is he putting for Rubus here? Old dog legs.
3-letter word. ASS.
That's what he's putting for you?
Yeah.
He doesn't like you or what?
I don't know.
ODL.
No, Kenny just always in my DMs telling me that I suck.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're the worst. And
That'd be so funny.
He's just like, dude, you really sucked on the show today.
Yeah.
You were really bad. Tell Totri to wear sunscreen.
Me, him, and Shane actually have a group chat where we just talk
crap
about
me.
crap about
You're
you.
like, oh, Erik was on that BS again today. Kenny's like, I know. Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. That would 100%. That'd be a life-changing experience.
Rent free.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say on that.
100%. Any final thoughts on these class of 2027 guys?
My final thoughts is I don't think there's any other show like this on earth.
No,
I
don't think so either.
You are never getting the combination of things that you got from this show anywhere
and you never will.
Never.
You never will. Probably never again.
Never.
To be honest with you.
But overall, I'm really excited that they're trying something new. I'm looking forward to seeing how this hopefully pays off, or if this isn't exactly what they want or what their dream scenario is. Let's say they don't get the amount of players they want or the certain player they want, how they might tweak it going forward. It's exciting to know that you have a staff that's willing to put in the work to be ahead of the curve and to do things differently than other programs and other staffs when it feels like college football is changing every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. And it's an arms race to get the top kids with top talent, but also make them stay and also up your facilities and also do the social media part of thing and all of that. So it's nice to not be sitting here talking about what should they be doing, but reacting to what they are doing. I just hope that you get the results that you want.
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree. Kenny's here on his burner for you, Rubus. Generational hater, saying y'all getting fleeced in the KD deal.
No, generational hater has been consistent in the Suns chat for the last week.
Is he a generational hater?
The thing is, I appreciate generational hater because they showed up around the same time as a fake Erik Ruby showed up in our chat, and fake Erik Ruby was so uncommitted to the bit and so bad at trolling and just completely gave up after like a day and a half. And it's just so sad to see somebody with that little willpower stick to what they're trying to do. Generational hater though is in every single chat just standing on his own business.
Yeah.
So big fan of generational hater and all the Rockets fans that have shown up to call me stupid over the last couple of weeks. It's been a good time.
Is there a lot of them that do that?
Yeah. I mean, when you're like, hey, here are the trades that you can make for Kevin Durant, and it's like some value, people like to go in your show and be like, are you the dumbest person alive? It's fun on the internet.
What's your response to that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I did have a pretty
new nickname just dropped. I'm here with the dumbest person alive.
Joining me as always, the lowest IQ in the room.
That's so
it's Erik
good.
Ruby.
Oh my
Low
goodness.
IQ.
Look, I did tease that I was going to give a free ad. I'm not going to say where this is, but I just want everyone to know that it exists here in the Valley. And I saw it on a menu and I thought it was just...
Did you have it?
I didn't have it,
Okay,
no.
so how are you...
Because listen to this.
Okay.
A lobster stuffed twice baked potato with lobster bisque, potato puree, bacon, cheddar, and caviar.
I see where that menu is from.
That sounds like too much.
Okay.
No, there's no way that's too much.
What's the price tag on that?
$40.
Wow.
For a twice baked potato.
Wow.
And it honestly is probably worth it. it's probably worth it. But look, that's going to do it for today's show. If you enjoyed the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, commit to Arizona State, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast.
If you're listening to this, tag Kenny Dillingham in our thumbnail today.
Yes.
So tag Kenny and say, what did you think of Erik's performance on the
Dilly
pod?
Wonka.
Yeah, so he's forced to see Dilly
We all
Wonka.
want golden tickets here. If you enjoyed today's content, give us a follow at PHNX Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony Totri. You can follow the dumbest person alive at Erik Ruby.
By the way, I want to make it clear: generational hater and Desert Schroeder in the chat. Y'all are chill.
Oh,
it's other people, but y'all are chill. I appreciate
incredible
y'all.
stuff.
I kind of like dumbest person alive.
It is crazy.
It's really fun.
It is fun.
Erik dumb as rocks, Ruby.
Yeah, there you go. You can follow the Deli Man, just slicing meat, at Shane Deef.
Waiting for my golden ticket as always.
Hey, we'll see you guys on Tuesday. You never know what you're going to get. Oh, my goodness. As always, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.